Hi, this is Stacey from Healthy Business Finances. Today I just wanted to go through adding a user to your Xero data file. So if you wanted to invite somebody that worked for your organisation, if you wanted to invite your bookkeeper or your accountant into your Xero data file, how do you do that? Well, I'm just about to show you. Once you log into Xero and you're taken to your dashboard, which is the main screen, there's a settings button in the top toolbar. If you click on settings and then the first option of general settings, this will bring up a whole heap of options, and over on the right hand side there's an option called users. Click on users and this will take you to the screen where you can add, or maybe down the track you may wish to delete a user, but just for today we're just talking about adding a user. So the first button is invite a user. So if you click on that button, it'll come up with a screen where you can customize for the person you're choosing to invite. So first of all, you are writing whoever you're inviting into the data file. So for this purpose, it's just a dummy name, but obviously you would pick the person you are choosing to invite. So I'm going to invite Robert Smith. You will need to put an email address, and that's mandatory. Xero will then email this person to let them know you're trying to invite them into your data file. So you must put an email address. Then you can choose some options. The great thing about Xero is you can customize what this user can and can't have access to within your data file. So depending on their level of employment within the organisation, depending on whether they're your bookkeeper or accountant, they may require different access. So it's set up on a per user basis. The first one I'll discuss is the read-only access, and this will give this user read-only access to your invoices that you're creating or the reports that you're running. This means they can't make any changes to those things, but they will have access to view them should they desire. The next option is invoice only. So you may have some sales staff within your organisation that you require for those people to create the invoices directly in Xero. So you can give them invoice only access. That means they won't have access to your bank feed or your bank reconciliation, they won't have access to any of your reporting, and they won't have access to any of the settings, purely just a sales function only. One of the most common for staff members of your organisation would be the standard user. This gives them some access to bank reconciliation. It gives them access to invoices. They can change some settings, and they can also view reporting as well. They don't have the option to create and publish reports, but they can view reports that are already created. The last option is advisor, and this is the one I highly recommend when you're inviting your bookkeeper or accountant into your data file. These roles usually require the access to your entire data file so they can see all your information, ensure that all your reporting is up to date, especially if you're registered for GST, they can access your GST reports. They can also see your bank reconciliation and make sure that's up to date. So generally the advisor one I would leave for your bookkeeper or accountant or tax agent. There's then three options down the bottom: manage users, payroll admin, and contact bank account admin. Generally speaking, I advise the business owner to have all of these access. You would only give staff members, your bookkeeper or accountant, access to these under certain circumstances. Please be very careful with the manage users one. You don't want to give people within your organisation the ability to add users without your knowledge. So just be very careful with those bottom three. Generally speaking, I leave it to the business owner only. Once you're happy with the level that you've chosen, so in this example for Robert Smith, I've decided he's going to get the standard user access. Over on the right hand side, there's the blue continue button. This then brings up an email that Xero will send to Robert asking him that he's kindly been invited into your Xero data file. Just be aware that you may need to customize the email, so there's room down the bottom to further make an explanation or write some further text. Because it doesn't currently come from your personal email address, it comes from Xero, I always recommend just closing off this email to say your name so that Robert knows it is a legitimate email from you, and hopefully he accepts your invitation. Then you click the send invite button and you're on your way to Robert being part of your data file. I hope this has helped. Thanks very much.